Hi everyone. I thought I would hop on to give you guys a chat because I have been seeing a lot of things lately. I'm going to wait for, I guess I'll wait for like 20 more people. Anyways, while we're waiting on 20 more people, you guys leave a comment. Let me know where you guys are from. And do not forget to press the like button and let me pull up my screen so that I can see you guys' comments. Hi, Cynthia. How are you, beautiful? Okay, let me pull up my screen right quick. Okay, I see the comments now. So, like I said, today we're going to talk about setting boundaries in relationships and loving yourself, because a lot of women seem to have a very hard time loving themselves. And I know they have a very hard time loving themselves because they have a hard time loving other women, right? Like, hi, Christina from Houston. Hi, Evan. Why did I call you Heaven? Hi, Michael. How are you, darling? Thank you guys for joining me this evening. A lot of women have a hard time loving themselves. So therefore, they have a hard time loving other people. And although they have a hard time loving themselves and loving other people, they cling to men, right? And they don't necessarily cling to good men. They just cling to almost any man. Let's talk about love. So when people start loving themselves, it's amazing what happens, right? Their skin starts looking better. They start glowing. They get better jobs. Money starts showing up. They get better friendships, and their toxic relationships leave, and they end up getting new relationships, better relationships, or they improve the relationships they already have, right? When you love yourself, you change your entire world. And I mean your entire world. Like a lot of things that, hi, Purple Bird. What people don't understand is love creates your entire world, right? Love creates not only your relationships, it creates your friendships, it creates the type of job you attract, it creates everything, right? Because when you vibrate on the frequency of love, you attract beautiful things to you, because love is the highest frequency you can vibrate on. I think the lowest frequency is like anger or hate or something, right? It's like very low. So once you start loving yourself, like this beacon of light goes off around you, right? And then it starts attracting other people who love themselves and other things to you, right? And sometimes people think it's selfish to love themselves, but it is not selfish to love yourself, right? Because in the Bible, it says God is love. And what people don't understand is God is within you. So if you love God, you should definitely love yourself, right? That makes so much sense, right? And when you love from yourself, like you come from a place of love, you come from a space of love, and you're not pouring from a half empty cup. When you're pouring from a full cup, you're abundant and you have more to offer people. Michael says, love is so strong, it edifies. Yes, it does. I love love. Love is like my most favorite thing in the world. And a lot of people, unfortunately, if we don't have the right weight level, if we don't have the right job, if we're not in a relationship, if we're not making a certain amount of money, we decide at that moment that we don't love ourselves. And that's very unhealthy for you. If you cannot decide to love yourself right now unconditionally, You're never going to love yourself, like not even 20 years from now, because whatever excuse you have right now for not loving yourself, you'll possibly have that same excuse 20 years from now. Like, we're all improving, right? But at the same time, you're perfect as you are. So love yourself as you are and still set goals to improve yourself, but love yourself as you are, and then you'll improve your goals a lot faster. um And most importantly, people don't realize that setting boundaries are a big part of loving yourself. You cannot allow anyone to mistreat you when you love yourself. You have to set those boundaries and let people know what you're willing to put up with and what you're not willing to put up with. And the minute someone crosses your boundaries, they start taking your self-love away from you, right? Because when you watch somebody keep crossing your boundaries, you literally have to suppress your self-love and love yourself less and less and less, and able to deal with what it is they're dishing out to you. And for you to basically, you almost hide your ego, right? Because our ego causes us to react a certain way based upon how people treat us. Like, we react to people based upon how we feel about ourselves. As a woman feels like she's a queen and a man treats her like she's a peasant, he's not going to get a happy response from her. If a man feels like he's a king and he wants a woman that's cooking and cleaning, and doing all these other things, he's not going to be too happy if a woman isn't keeping up with those things, even though that's a whole nother story that I won't even go into right now about women bending over backwards for men they're not married to and being maids and stuff. While, I won't go there. So yes, Michael, great love does create an overflow. And if you guys are not aware, I am a relationship coach. I help people set standards and manifest the mate they want, and to learn to set boundaries and to learn communication skills in relationships. Because the number one problem, the reason why relationships don't work out a lot of times, is not, the love wasn't there. It's not that the love faded. The problem is two people in the relationship fail to communicate their wants, desires, and needs. And sometimes that communication gets toxic, right? And you can't allow the communication to get toxic. You have to know how to talk to one another and how to speak to one another with love and appreciation. And also, you guys, if you're really trying to improve your life, you should really join my new fan page, Dream Life by Kissy Denise, because it's highly motivation and powerful. That's my business page, right? Where I teach people how to build a social media business they love, and how to make money with that business, and how to attract amazing clients who love to buy their products and services, and how to build a beautiful brand, that they can be proud of. I mostly prefer to help soulpreneurs. We operate from our soul, and we love to help other people. So I love to help soulpreneurs build a social media business that's major, massive, and help them get a few 100,000 followers. I'm trying to read these comments right now. Okay. Cynthia says, talk to one another, not at each other, is the key to healthy relationship. Yes, very, very true. Like, sometimes I know people get into arguments in a relationship, and you really shouldn't get into arguments, right? When you are coming to a disagreement, take a second and step back. Lower your voices. Always lower your voices. Come to an agreement with your mate that when you guys are disagreeing, that you're going to lower your voices, that you're going to walk away if you feel like saying something you may later regret, right? Like, always speak to your mate with love, because people will remember what you said to them more than they'll remember what you've done for them, right? Like, sometimes people get into arguments and they say like the craziest thing, right? Is they say all is fair in love and war, and if you battle with the wrong person in love and war, it's no telling what they might say to you. They might really sincerely hurt your feelings, but it's not healthy to do that. So we have to change those things, because we went to school, a lot of you went to college, a lot of you are super educated, but no one educated us on how to have healthy relationships, right? The arguments really damage relationships. And sometimes if you just disagree, right, and you just talk to one another, and when that disagreement is over with, you will find that you two have a deeper connection, and that your love actually grows stronger, right? And that's how you build a relationship together. That's how you become a partnership and a team. And that's how two people become best friends, is by their communication skills, by how they talk to each other. And another good technique to increase your relationship is to, ask your partner about their dreams and goals. Ask them about their past. Ask them about their fears, their shames, and just really get to know them and allow that person to trust you. Because when someone trusts you, that's when they're willing to give their heart to you, especially men. Like men, a man cannot be with a woman that he does not trust with his secrets. He cannot be with a woman that he does not trust to love him. And a lot of women, I always have to say this to you guys, you guys take this too far. Like, you go being the down chick, and and you put up with everything out of love. You show that down chick love, but that down chick love just gets abused, turned over, and you end up fixing him up for the next woman. Then he gets to the next woman, and you fix him all up, and suddenly he's acting right, So don't be the down chick letting a man mistreat you and abuse you. You are queen at all times. Elder says the foundation built on Jesus Christ, praying with each other and for each other, is the key to putting each other down. Support each other no matter what. Hallelujah. Yes, you should definitely pray with your mate and pray for your mate. But what's even deeper than that is not just prayer, but really spirituality. Spirituality is deeper than prayer, and you get a lot closer connection to God, which I call him God. Some people like to call him source. I'm not going to fight you on that, but I will tell you, it's still God, right? People just take God out of it and call it source. Same thing. Somebody created this earth. Just think about the fact that a woman can have sex and have a baby, produce a child that grows up to be a teenager who talks back to you, and then they grow up to be an adult who later remembers their behavior and loves their mom. Michael says the concourse of love is unconscious in the heart, and that it becomes natural. Love is a very natural thing, but it's also a choice, right? Like, we make a choice to love someone and to form a really deep, soulful, spiritual connection with them. Love is really a beautiful thing. Like, if you guys are waiting to get a perfect life till you find a relationship, I'm just going to tell you, stop doing that right now, right? Because especially for men, like, a lot of you guys want to make 6 and 7 figures, right? But to be honest, if you get a woman who loves you, you will manifest that lifestyle a lot faster. Not to say don't have your ish together and get with a woman, but if you're doing great, if you're doing good, go ahead, find you someone who loves you and build something together. Miss Independent says, what happens when your mate doesn't want to talk back? Well, that sounds like a sign of immaturity. I have definitely experienced that type of person who you're trying to sit down and have a conversation with them and they don't want to talk back. And that's usually the man in a relationship. And for women, when a man doesn't want to talk to you, get cute, get dressed, put on your makeup, do your hair, put on your perfume, smell good, and leave the house. Go enjoy your day. Take yourself to lunch. Go hang out with your girlfriends and basically just act like he's not even mad about anything. Act like he's not even tripping. Still be your normal, sweet self. Because for men, when you really just cater to their attitude or them being mad at you, for some reason it just backfires. I don't quite understand this yet, but it backfires. You'll be a lot happier if you just go about your business and still talk sweet to them when you're on the way out the door. Like, ask like, hey, I'm going out, you want me to bring you something back, honey? Like, just be sweet, kind, loving, but still cater to yourself and pamper to yourself. And when he's ready to talk, he will come around, but don't keep nagging him like, oh, I want to talk, I want to talk, I want to talk. Like, men really don't have a great deal of appreciation for women who pour that type of love into them. Like, I don't know why. Like, sometimes you have to play psychological mind games for their own sake and for the relationship, not games to do them wrong or do bad, but games just to keep things smooth. Damara says, yes, I had to learn that with my husband, to watch my tone. Yes, 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 yes. A man does not want a woman that's talking crazy to him, especially not a man that's paying bills. Men love to be respected. Like, they love to have their egos catered to and pampered to. And as I know, as Black women too, like, a lot of us grow up in single parent households, or even if we don't grow up in a single parent households, we're just kind of aggressive, right? Like, when a man talks crazy to us, we're like, I don't know who you think you're talking to. And then we date a couple bad men, right? And then the bad men cause us to have a defense mechanism, and our defense mechanism is usually our mouthpiece, right? Like, we won't swing at a man, we won't cheat on him, we won't do nothing to him, nothing at all. But our mouthpiece is vicious, right? And the mouthpiece ends up getting you in more trouble than what it's worth. So it's really good to just learn how to be a feminine, sweet, pleasant woman. Keep your words to yourself and don't really let him affect your attitude. Like, stay happy, be happy. And that's basically how you keep a man in line. Hi, David. He says my other page is not you. My other page, if you're talking about my dream life with Kissy Denise, that page is me, darling. That is the real me. This page is, this is, I can't even say this page is the old me. This is just the fan base that I've built off of the perception that I gave out at the time. But I am a very inspirational person. I love inspiring people. Like, I'm a life coach now, right? I teach people how to live their dream life. I teach people how to manifest their dreams and goals. And I'm a very positive person. It's just that I was on this page talking about crime because I saw a lot of people who were being victimized. I saw babies being hurt. I saw women being abused. I saw people who were victimized and nobody cared enough to care about them. So I took it upon myself to start a crime blog to get their stories out there and to be a voice for those who did not have a voice. And then I got into the crazy crimes, right? Because I was a crime buff. So the page is definitely me, and I'm also an empath. There's multiple sides to me. I am not one dimensional. I am multi-dimensional. If I can talk to someone in the projects on the streets and keep up with their conversation. I can talk to a billionaire and keep up with their conversation. I can talk to the middle class and keep up with their conversation. I can talk to a sleeping soul and keep up with their conversation. And I can also talk to an enlightened soul and vibrate on their level. I'm an empath. Like, that's our magic. We can talk to multiple different people at one time. Oh, Michael said, a gentle hug is a connection beyond words. You know what? That is a really good point, Michael. When you are having a disagreement with your mate, instead of being hostile, just walk up to them and hug them and tell them you love them. Like, that does change everything, right? Because even when people are in disagreements, basically what a disagreement is this ego over here versus this ego over here, right? And somebody has to drop the ego game and to walk closer with love and to pull the relationship back together. Because a lot of people, like I said, are breaking up due to bad communication skills. Say your relationship by having good relationship skills and also learning your mate's love languages. There's a book that I read many years ago called The Five Love Languages. Get that book. It's a really good book. It's really short, cute, sweet. You have to speak to your mate in their love language. Everyone receives love differently. And you know, just like you work hard at your job, you work hard at everything else, you have to work hard with your mate and be sweet. Men pop up with gifts sometimes that your woman didn't ask you for. You know, surprise her, do kind things for her. And women, it's like for men don't care if you buy them gifts or not. All they really want to know is that you appreciate them. You have kind words for them. But I mean, Valentine's Day is coming up. If you don't have any ideas, send him to the spa or, you know, something like that. Something, you know, just pamper him a little or something like that. Thank you, Michael. You like my art design? I used to have all these pictures all over the wall, and sometimes I want to put all the pictures back up because that was kind of fun too, but I'm so girly. I just decided to turn it girly. Anyways, I'm about to log off here. If you guys need help with your relationships, you need a relationship consultation, inbox me. I'll tell you my rate when you inbox me. If you want to build a business on social media, if you want to build a business, if you want to change your mindset, if you want to learn how to make money and to stop working so hard and, you know, keep signing up for college and even though it's not getting you anywhere, like inbox me so you can join my new course. The group starts next week and the people in the group are going to have their life changed. Like they're going to live completely different lifestyles after this course. They have no idea how mind-blowing this course is. So anyways, that's it. I love you guys, and I'm still figuring out what I'm going to do with this page. I want to change the name of the page to Kissy Denise, because as long as it says crime with Kissy, I keep being tempted to, you know, talk about crime, and I don't think I should be talking about crime anymore because I have to focus on other things. So anyways, hi Dr. Bailey, thank you for joining me. So anyways, you guys have a wonderful evening. I love you and you guys have a wonderful time, and I'm about to go live on my Dream Life with Kissy page, and we're probably going to discuss business. Bye.